Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Mandy, and today we are talking about creating planner routines. Something I do pretty often because routines change for me very often, whether it's needed or me just needing a change up. So I have a whole spread dedicated to planner routines, and if you are interested in any of these, they're on my Etsy shop, which is always linked down below. I want to say it's part of the routines and goals and routines bundle. I have a couple different ones. I have planners and I have just like resource pages like this one. So I'm going to set up my planner routines in a couple different videos. Now, I'm also going to talk about a few different tips that I have learned along the way in setting up your planner routines. Of course, you can just go ahead and sit down and write them out yourself. That's what I do, but as I've kind of grown in my planning and intertwining that with my homemaking, homeschool, mom life, I basically have kind of just a few tips that I'd like to share if you are looking for a simple way, or I don't even want to say simple, but just a way to kind of like a guidance, I guess, because I know we can say that something is just easy to do. And I think that's super nice that you like to do a brain dump, but then how do we actually implement something? Of course, all of this depends on your life and like how it goes. Some people can do a routine for a really, really long time. Some people have to change it up. Some people want to change it up. And that's, you got to do you. And I think that having a couple tips if you're stuck or in a rut is helpful. So today we are creating a planner routine that works for me, that's always adjusting and changing. And I'm going to do that for myself in hopes that it is encouraging for you guys. And along the way, I'll tell you some tips that I have in creating the routines. Now, the reason I create routines is because I need a guide. I need something that will guide me throughout the day to keep me on task, to keep me intentional, focused, to keep me aware of my goals. I'm just not always able to think of all of my goals and everything I need to get done throughout the day. So the reason, that is basically why I have planner routines. I have multiple different types of routines, but I think a planner routine is really, really helpful if you are trying to plan more, if you are trying to get into your planner more because your planner is your guide and all that fun stuff. So basically, having said all of that, I ended up creating this planner routines page a while back, and it has been so helpful. I realized that I have a planner routine for morning, I have a planner routine for my afternoon, I have a planner routine for my week and my month. I even probably have a planner routine for quarters and the whole year and all of that, but I figured this would be a good start. So today I'm going to focus more on my morning planner routine because that is kind of like getting your day going. This is my old planner routine, which I do need in order to create my new planner routines. So on this page, I actually have lists on the back in case I need to write down the different things that I do throughout the day. It can be an ongoing list or category list. So what I thought I would do is kind of write down, show you guys how I kind of brain dump my daily, and I'm talking my Monday through Friday, kind of like the work week, because that is where I'm working mostly to get more done. My weekends are a little bit different, which I do think I need a routine for that. I'm just not there yet. And today we're going to, ultimately, maybe this will most likely end up being a series for creating planner routines, because I think there's so much more to it than just writing down a list. So what I think I'm going to do today, and I do have other videos on this, but I like to kind of update these kind of things as I need them. I figure sharing them with you is encouraging and helpful. So there's a few different ways or how-tos, but ultimately they might be very similar. So if you enjoy seeing me kind of readjust my routines, let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button for sure. And we're going to go ahead and go into my more recent planner routines. One tip I want to say is keep it pretty simple if you can. As you use it more regularly, you can make it more complex. You can put more in there. But if you can, if you're just starting out, keep it as simple as you can. Maybe 3 different things, you know, in one section of the day. Could even be too much, but let's just try to keep it as simple as we can to start off. My next tip is to create a routine for morning and evening. I kind of made it my afternoon/evening routine because I may not get to it in the evening or like right before bed, but that's what that one is. And the other tip I have is to go over it monthly, maybe even weekly. And when I say go over it, I mean more of evaluate it, analyze the routine, analyze whether it's working for you. I do a lot of different things each week because I'm always trying to see if that was the best system or if something else is working better. Because if I'm itching to make a switch or if I'm itching to try new things, it could be because something's not working, or if it is kind of working, it's just not the way that I work, if that makes sense. Okay, so I basically, hopefully those tips are helpful, and as we go through this, I'll try to, those are just like the top tips I kind of wrote down for you guys, and was able to, you know, come up with before this video, but I'm sure I will have some as I create new planner routines. So I just kind of sat down to myself and I ended up thinking like, okay, what do I do throughout the day? And what do I need to basically have checked on or, you know, ready before that time of day? So just kind of sitting down and thinking to yourself, what are you capable of being able to do in the morning? Is it best to do it in the morning? Is it best to do it the night before? And so forth. So in the mornings, I typically need to like, I'm trying to think if I need this side, because what I use this side for is my route, like what my day-to-day is going, what's working. So I'm going to put what's working in my day. Okay. This is not my actual planner routine. This is how my day is going and what's working. So some things that I know I need to do throughout the day, but I know I can't wear all the hats. I can't carry all the plates throughout the day, but these are some things that I would like to get to throughout the day. So I'm going to say to get to, and I'm just going to brain dump some things that I need to get to. I'm not going to talk through this because that'll make this video super long, and you all know that I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of brain dump a list here of the things that I need to get to throughout the day. And in my head, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking from morning to evening. So it's hopefully in somewhat of an order, but it may not be because I'm most likely going to forget something and end up adding something to it. But hopefully I can keep it in order. All right, here we go. Okay, you guys, you are going to have completely different focuses, I know, but these are kind of the focuses of my day that are in addition to the things that I kind of mundanely do. Like I'm always going to work with my kids. I did put play with the kids because I am intentional about putting down my phone, putting my planner away, not being multitasking at, you know, during that specific time, but throughout the day, I'm pretty much like doing other things. You know, it's not like this is exactly what I'm doing, but these are the things that I want to fit into my day. It's a lot. I was thinking to myself as I got up to here, like, oh my gosh, am I going to fill this whole thing in and need to go over to my other list? But that's what's nice about having this as a boundary, because this is a lot. And, you know, if I went more than this, I would probably have to take something else out or combine. We're talking about planner routines. I know that, but these are the things that I need to know what I'm doing throughout my day so I can figure out my planner routines. And we're going to see the connection here in just a minute. Now, what I should have done is printed up a separate sheet so I don't have to keep turning this over. But what I wanted to write down over here is what's working in my day. Am I able to get to all these things? Let's go ahead and figure out what I can do for my morning routine. Now, some people do these things that I'm about to say I do in the morning later in the day or at other times of day. You got to figure that out for your routine. But for me, this is what I'm going to set up for my mornings, what I know is working, what I could know I might need to fit in there and get some help with. So my morning routine usually is when I want to open up my planner, and I do have this for reference. So, and I like to use my planner as a guide as well. So at the beginning here, this is kind of all the important stuff I need to get to, my dailies, my weekly catch-all, and so forth. This next section has my monthly calendar, which I like to check my monthly calendar. So that's going to be one of the first things is monthly calendar. And I also like to, on the other side of my currently here, oh no, it's stuck. I have a particular calendar for my health and fitness tracking. So that is something where I'm going to track my weight. So my monthly calendar and weight. So that is going to be something I can kind of do when I first open up my planner. Again, these are planner routines that are going off of my important daily tasks. Okay, so I have been able to incorporate that into my planner routine. So I'm going to go ahead and check that off. Now, typically I want to come downstairs pretty quickly after I get up because I can't wait to spend time with my kids, and they're usually down here already. But I also like to relax and do a little, I don't know if it's journaling or I like to kind of like relax and sometimes incorporate getting stuff done. But I think it's important to ask myself, what's for dinner that day? I don't necessarily need to know exactly, but I need to kind of have meals in mind. So I'm going to write daily meal plan because I'm not the type that assigns things specifically to the day. I just kind of go with how we feel. And if I can get that going in my brain the day of, maybe even in the morning, I think it'll be really helpful for us to be productive and spend more time being intentional with each other. So I'm going to put daily meal plan in there. And that will also help me look at my meal prep page, which I did a video for, and I can kind of show that to you. It's actually the first one and I can look and see if there's anything I need to prep for the day. So that will kind of take care of, I'm not going to say that's going to take care of meal prep, just yet, but looking at the daily meal plan and like what's for dinner. So I'm actually going to say what's for dinner, 3 letters there, acronym. Okay, the next thing that I usually do is I definitely like make my bed. I try to bring down some laundry, dishes, all of that. So in that, since that's my routine for the day, I'm actually going to check my check routines. Okay, so that will end up being written. Let me show you one of my older planners. That will end up being written on my daily tasks. So as you can see here, I have laundry, dishes, get ready. So I need to check these dailies to check off what I've already done and use it as my guide for the day as well. So checking routines is my next planner routine item. And that will help me stay on track with my bed, laundry, dishes. Typically I have get ready on there. Let's see. Typically I usually have Bible and prayer on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and write that here because I actually do have a whole section in my planner for Bible, and I like to say gratitude too. I forgot to write that down. Gratitude and prayers. So I will sit down and go over these things in my planner. I know I said keep this simple, so this might be where I need to stop, but I am actually, because I'm pretty familiar with this process for myself, and mornings are when I can get a little bit more done. Then I can go into either Etsy or my YouTube section and start listing off like what I need to get done. I either might need to brain dump, and I'm gonna kind of like bullet point here. I'm gonna say brain dump. I might actually be creating that day. It's kind of like whatever, you know, whatever's on my list. So to-do list, it's kind of, you know, wherever I'm at that day. And then I just basically want to make sure that I go over, read is usually in my dailies. So as you can see, like, I don't need to check everything off. A lot of these things are usually in my daily routines. So that's why this is so helpful for my daily routines. And usually I have it open to that goals page. Did I show you guys the goals page? It's usually kind of like this. Let me show you. I know this video is not about making daily routines, but usually it's like that for me. And then I write my routines here. And then whatever is in here ends up on here. And it's a whole system. I do have videos out there if you're interested in those. I think they are in productive or intentional living playlists. Anyways, let's get back to the point here, is making my planner routines goes off of my daily routines. So in my planner, I will be starting the day off where I check my monthly calendar and my weight tracker. I look at my daily meal plan and ask myself what's for dinner. A lot of times I will write that in the book, in the box, or I will check it off on my list if that's what's going to be for dinner that day. If I'm using a daily, I have it written up here. So it just kind of depends on what I'm using that day. And checking routines. So this was a daily that I used last week. I can check my routines that are down here, or if they're on my weekly, they'll either be here. Different, I know, I plan a lot differently every week. It's just what I like to do. Then I will go to my Bible, gratitude and prayer section, which is just a couple pages. It's right here. Obviously, it's something that I'm working on doing very much more regularly. I do read my Bible, but I want to journal it more. So that's kind of why this is very, you know, scarce here. It's just, I want to get back to doing this more, but it does take some time. And with the 3 kids, sometimes I don't end up having as much time in one sitting, if that makes sense. So I may end up saying that in my afternoon or evening, I need to revisit Bible, gratitude, and prayer. I think it's very important to revisit things, especially if it's something that needs a little or could use a little bit extra time. And then if I have time in the morning, I can go into my Etsy. Well, I need to make time, because even if I can't actually work on Etsy or YouTube, writing down, brain dumping, or creating a little bit, or writing down my to-do list is really important. Checking off the things that I was able to get done the day before if I didn't get to do that in my afternoon or evening routine. Let's see. So the other thing that I think as part of my morning routine is I just need to make sure that I write down just my daily to-dos. What do I need to get done that day? Are there any calls? Usually I have a list that I have started at the beginning of the week, and I need to go through, check things off that got done. If some things didn't get done, I can pick some things to do throughout the day, or during my kind of my mom time later in the day when the kids are all, you know, working or doing something without my assistance. And that is, doing this in the morning is what's going to set me up to be able to get those done. A lot of times I don't necessarily have to do this too much because I do have a list that I keep for the week. But I do like to take from that list and pick at least one item to do, and I will end up writing it in my daily box, or if I happen to be using a daily sheet that day, I will write it in one of my top 3s or on my to-do list for the day. As you can see, I had random things come up that don't necessarily need to end up being on my weekly to-do list. This is kind of like ongoing list. It just kind of came up and I needed to like shop for my son's shoes or whatnot. They could be added to it, but I wanted to just get it done. So yeah, checking and creating my daily to-do list. Now, I know I was just doing morning today, so the next one I will be going over is my afternoon routines. I hope that you guys will join me for that. As you can see, I already started it. It will probably be a much shorter video, but let me know if you guys like watching like how I like to create my routines, and in this case, my planner routines. I just think that having a routine or a flow is so important. I do not stick to these things like minute by minute though, so please don't think that they are something that need to be stuck to minute by minute, but just having a guide. I am such a person that needs guides and loves them and appreciates them very, very much. So let me know if you like this video by hitting the like button or commenting down below. I love to hear from you guys. Do you guys have planner routines? I would love to know what they are. And check out my Instagram at Mandy_Chavez Chapters. I'm going to try to get some more pictures up there regarding routines, and I would love to interact with you guys there. So I hope you guys liked the video. Well, subscribe if you haven't already, and join me here, and have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye, you guys.